This is the Refresh Cast. We're going to talk about all the bullshit sugar that you've been filling your brain with since you were like 0 years old.
Yeah, right. Really in the womb. Yeah.
It's been bleached. It's been fucking dyed. It's not, real sugar isn't even white. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. All right, so the issue with sugar, first we'll start off with how it's manufactured, because most people are going to say, well, sugar is natural, and although there are natural sugars in certain foods, the sugar that is put in all these products is not natural at all. So, like you said, first it's extracted from the plant itself, from the sugar cane or the sugar beets. So already isolated chemistry is always going to cause problems in the human body. So they isolate it, and then they heat it, and then they boil it, and then they bleach it. And so it's not even the same product anymore. And there's no nutritional value. It's been completely stripped. It's been bleached. And the really interesting thing is that it is actually an anti-nutrient. So when you eat sugar, it actually depletes your body of vitamins and minerals.
Damn, they eating that Michael Jackson pack, bro. It's been fucking bleached, boiled,
Yeah.
And so, okay, the thing that always trips me out is like, we should get a visual representation of like, how much is a gram of sugar? And why does this bottle need 38 of even kombucha, bro? Like, kombucha is like 18 grams of sugar included 19 added grams of sugar. What the fuck? That's some spellcraft on the... Like, including 19 grams? Like, okay, so why don't you just say 37 grams?
Dude, well, the reason it's like that on kombucha is because the initial sugar put in it is for the bacteria to feed on. So it's actually not in there. And then they're saying after the fermentation, they're adding more sugar to sweeten it.
Are they adding Michael Jackson sugar in there?
Yeah, for sure. Probably. Yeah. Well, I think it probably depends on the brand too, like what kind of sugar that they're using and stuff. But
that's important.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, more and more, man. Kombucha's not a health food drink, and it's a hippie soda. You know what I mean? And it's delicious, and I like it. But like, I doubt that there's even any probiotic benefits from it at the end of the day. Now, if you make it yourself, sure, but whatever you're buying from the store, I just doubt it. I don't know that for sure.
How do you feel about Halloween where there's just motherfuckers loading themselves with sugar? Like, it pains me to see little kids eating, like, straight up sugar. Like, even ice cream, which is something that we all enjoyed as a kid. Like, seeing these kids eat cotton candy fucking kills me inside. Yeah. So I'm like, damn, it's rotting their brain.
And it is literally rotting their brains and destroying their ability to manage their blood sugar, which is what results into so many of the chronic diseases that we have today. It's all from poor blood sugar regulation. Not to mention the fact that it's so addictive, bro. Like, I mean, they say now that sugar is 80 times more addictive than cocaine. And we are actually taking newborn babies, putting them on formula that is made with high fructose corn syrup and sugar. Those are the first ingredients in baby formula. Yeah, bro. And soy protein isolate, which is one of the most toxic versions of soy. And this is what we're giving brand new children. So we're destroying the microbiome by putting all this synthetic sugar, messing up their blood sugar regulation. And now we see that poor blood sugar regulation is what leads to these... For women, it'll cause reproductive issues like PCOS, endometriosis, fibroids. That's all caused by sugar toxicity and poor blood sugar imbalance. Same thing with diabetes. Now they're saying Alzheimer's is type 3 diabetes, PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome, is type 4 diabetes. So it's all in how the constant insulin spikes impact the overall state of health, and in fact, it's going to mess up your hormones, which is why it causes all the reproductive issues.
No, we don't like to be too harsh here on the Refresh Cast, but could it be that you are accidentally making your child a dope fiend for sugar, and you're accidentally fucking up your kid's entire nervous system on accident by not caring about what you're feeding your kids? I mean, dude, like, that makes me like you eat a Pop-Tart, bro, and it's like, God knows how much sugar is in there, what quality of sugar, the paste.
We know the quality of sugar.
It's so bad, and then you wonder why your kid's bouncing off the walls, or why your adult kid is emotionally fucked up. It's like, well, we drank high C thinking that. And it's just so weird because it's like we're programmed to love these foods.
Totally.
Programmed to crave sugar, and we think it's cute to give kids candy.
Yeah, and we think it's a reward. It's a reward, right? You did something well, you get sugar. You get that little dopamine hit from the sugar. And yeah, we don't realize that we're actually poisoning our kids long term. And people talk about balance, and I agree with that. But the balance to me would be like, if you want ice cream, you make it with eggs, raw cream, and some maple syrup or some raw honey. Like, you can still have all the same things, but you make it naturally with natural sugars rather than the artificial stuff. So I think it's important to also notice the difference between the fake sugar that we're talking about and natural sugars such as maple syrup, honey, fruits. I think that all of these things are really beneficial. But for some people, if they've had a chronic blood sugar imbalance, they're dealing with a condition like PCOS or diabetes, then first we need to bring the insulin down. We've got to stop spiking the insulin, so we got to stop eating those sugars for a time. And then you can actually, like, if you eat vegetables before you eat the fruits, that'll help to balance the blood sugar. Okay. If you eat a protein and a fat with the carbohydrates, that will balance the blood sugar. But first, it's about eliminating that high insulin, and then the body will start to regulate it.
So let's talk about some of the behaviors you've seen from clients. Once you tell them to take their processed sugar away, it's not like, because that would I know, like, I've been weaning off and getting into, like, healthier sugar, but I'm aware that cane sugar inflames my body. And, like, if I start to act like a small child, go figure, whenever you take my damn candies away, when you take my little chocolates, my little hazelnut or cashew butter or HU chocolate things, like, it's almost depressing that I'm not able to function as a human whenever I take my sugar and my caffeine away.
Well, usually it's just like the first month that's difficult with getting off the sugar, and then it gets a lot easier and you stop craving it. So you just, again, like, if you're actively using a drug, you crave it, but once you get off of it for an extended amount of time, you don't really crave it anymore. But typically what people will experience when they first start to make the transitions is like some even bigger blood sugar regulations, because they've been used to these huge spikes and huge crashes. And so when we're not giving them these huge spikes, they kind of feel like crashed out, lethargic, brain dead, like, just not feeling good. Maybe heart palpitations can be a part of that. Wow. And these are for people who are severely addicted to eating these processed foods and sugars consistently, and are eating all throughout the day, so they're never getting a break. So it's just for constant ups and downs. So it just takes time. But usually about 30 days, it will start to regulate, and then energy gets better, the hormones get better, everything improves when you regulate the blood sugar. And I'm just now seeing how it is one of the most core aspects of human health is a healthy metabolic system and blood sugar balance within the body. It starts there to balance everything else.
See, really, that came from, doing the whole, coming into the game kind of like on the fruitarian, maybe not coming into the game, but like this time last year you were deep into the fruitarian, and I feel like, did those experiments and that research and data that you collected kind of lead you to that conclusion of how important blood sugar is?
Yeah, so what I'm realizing now is, like, so if you want to detox the body, doing fruits and vegetables can be great, or even just all fruits. But if you're already so imbalanced, we're just adding to that high insulin spike all the time. So to me, what I think now is you balance the metabolic system first by getting out all the fake processed foods, balancing the blood sugar, starting to balance the hormones, and then you can move into deeper states of detoxification where you move into just fruits after it's already been balanced. So I think that's the mistake that I was making before. It's like, if we just detox everything, everything will balance. I think it's you balance first, and then you can move into deeper states of detox.
Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. And what else we got whenever it comes to the sugar here? So I'm thinking about it like, blood sugar spikes is huge. Now, yeah, dude, like, you're talking about Alzheimer's being connected to diabetes type 4. Like, so what does the actual physiological, like, biomechanical process look like? Like, you consume the sugar. Where does it go? Does it some go to your brain, some get processed in the motherfucking pancreas or something? Like, where does the sugar go to your bloodstream, and what type of impact does it have?
So when you eat it, the sugars are going to be absorbed into the bloodstream and then distributed to the cells of the body. The cells eat the sugar.
But cells eat
the insulin is like the key to the cell that opens the cell up to allow the sugar in. So say that the cells are so full of sugar because you're eating them all the time that now you need more and more insulin to open up that door to allow the sugar in. So you almost have like sugar toxicity. You're just overfilled with sugar.
Whoa.
Okay, and that's what leads to diabetes and things like that. So, however, so that's like insulin sensitivity, right? If you need more and more insulin just to open up the key of the cell, that's your insulin sensitivity.
Okay.
So it should be pretty open. So if you think about it, like an average American wakes up in the morning and their first meal is a bag of cereal and some orange juice, right? So
I remember the good old days. And, you know, hi guys, I'm back. The orange juice being some sugar-filled fucking orange.
Right. It's not real orange juice. Yeah, fake orange juice. Right, so you're
just juice that's orange.
Right, so you're taking in all this processed grain and the orange juice, and you're just absorbing all of that sugar at once. So if you are not insulin sensitive, all of that is going to coagulate within the blood and cause thick toxic blood because you're not able to actually manage the amount of sugar that's being brought into the body.
Damn.
So for women, the way that the high insulin works, if you're always in a constant state of high insulin, it keeps women from being able to break testosterone down into estrogen, which is why women with PCOS have high testosterone most of the time. So you're producing all of these cysts, you can't convert your testosterone into estrogen, so then you end up with like extra facial hair, you have an imbalance with your menstrual cycles, they'd be really painful menstrual cycles, and the cysts.
Wow, so the women out here are so masculine because they've been eating all that damn Laffy Cat.
all the blood sugar imbalances. So, you know, like women with PCOS are pretty easy to get good results with just by regulating their blood sugar and getting them only eating real food, and just naturally the hormones will start to balance with everything.
That's crazy, bro. That like the sugar attaches itself to the cells, just getting that visual representation. That's why it creates that high. And like, okay, so whenever it's attaching itself to the cells, like if you already have like a lot of us have Candida infections and parasites in our gut and shit like that. So like, how does that feed into that? Is the same process as whenever it attaches itself to its cells? It like goes to the Candida and parasites and
the Candida eats the excess sugars and starches within the body.
So it's keeping the Candida.
So again, think about it. If you have this blood sugar imbalance, you're not able to get the sugar in the cells, so you have all this excess sugar. Well, then we actually need excess Candida to eat that excess sugar. It's a symbiotic relationship. However, then the Candida is eating all that sugar, becoming out of balance, releasing gases that make us feel poorly. Or, you know, again, sugar really feeds parasites. And then parasites feed on that sugar. It feeds on your excess serotonin. So that's why you will be depressed and sad when you have parasite or fungal infections and all of this kind of stuff.
You hear that? Okay, let's just take a little second. This is your motherfucking life that you're playing with, dog. Next time you look at that damn Pop-Tart, you know, I don't even know what can be nowadays. Even in my more refined state, I'm eating better than I've ever eaten, and I still feel like a fuck up. You know what I mean? So, like, I can't imagine, you know, like, I can because I've been that, but, like, just eating a fucking box of Oreos.
Oh, yeah.
And what you're doing to yourself, and, like, it's just so weird that, like, your anxiety and depression is tied to the Candida and parasite. Most people don't think, oh, I'm depressed because I have a Candida infection. They're thinking I'm depressed because of XYZ externally. Right. When in reality, there's something, if they were to go into their biological process and their physiology, that would go to the root of the depressive thoughts, you know, man.
Oh, yes. Gut damage in general is the leading cause, real root cause of depression and anxiety.
What is?
Gut problems in general, which would include that. Because again, your serotonin is made in your gut. You feel good.
And this is coming from a man who struggles with caffeine and sugar addiction. Basically all the addictions. I feel like it's just like whack all. You know? Yeah, you're right. Give myself some credit.
Yeah. So you're not doing crack over here, bro.
No.
But yeah, I understand.
I don't know what I'd look like on crack. It'd probably be super into probably like me off of some damn Laffy Tap.
Yeah, it wouldn't be good.
My whole like questioning and prerogative around this is like, this is doing real life damage to our nervous system, but we're not thinking about it as like a problem, even with as much progress as I've made. Like, one of the big hangouts with the sugar and caffeine is like, I tell myself I can't afford to feel brain dead for 7 to 30 days. But
you feel brain dead without the sugar?
Sugar's not so well, maybe it's just the thing. Like, I don't know how bad the sugar addiction is or isn't, because I haven't really.
Hey, let's do this. What does a typical day of eating look like for you? Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks.
Okay, so.
And then we'll see how much sugar you're consuming.
Cacao I'll tell you where I get myself early in the morning is agave.
Okay.
So some cacao. If I'm lucky, there's agave in the house, and I'll fucking sprinkle it good. And then Rebel's like, "Well, you don't need that much agave," and I'm like, "Don't fucking tell me what to do." Don't. Hey, look, I quit the caffeine. Just let me have the sugar, right? I'm just like to turn into a little 8-year-old kid. And then I'm looking at maybe like an apple or something like a little snack, like a fruit of some sort. And then lunch, I'll typically go beef or like some sort of meat. Really, in the past, like, one of the things I'm trying to kick it would be like hummus and plantain chips, which isn't like terrible, but it's also something you can tell your body doesn't agree with, because it's not like real.
And seed oils.
Seed oils and shit like that. So for me, it's like the snackadoodle-doos, and then end it with some one of those fake kombuchas, one of the little hippie sodas, and then like an ancestral blend if I'm lucky. And then sometimes I'll eat flaxseed brownies and not tell Rebel. And sometimes I'll get a little chocolate bar and not tell Rebel. It's almost like I use sugar as an excuse to like sneak. I'm a sneaky boy.
And a sneaky little kid getting the cookie out.
Yeah, I'm like literally like, oh, mom's gone. I can just fucking, I got 2 chocolate bars.
Do you find yourself going through that when you're stressed, or you just crave it?
Yeah, it's definitely
stress.
It's almost like a programming tool of like, I have to have something sweet. That's like how I've been programmed. I have to have something sweet to go with this, or it's incomplete.
Which, that is a sign of fungal infection right there.
Oh.
Or a blood sugar imbalance. Either one. It can be both, because often they go hand
probably
in hand.
both.
Yeah, for sure. All of us in the United States, I think it's there's like 3% of Americans are metabolically healthy. 3%.
Yeah, you hear that? All right. I'm on the hot seat right now, but I'm not alone. It's 97%.
So, bro, like, think about the first thing that you're consuming is liquid sugar. And so you're just getting that blood sugar spike followed by an apple to get another blood sugar spike. And so you're starting your day off with these spikes. So your energy's going to be like this because you're spiking it. So that was what I was doing as a fruitarian raw vegan. I was starting with juices and fruits. And so getting these huge spikes and then crashing in the afternoon. And it's just like this. I have to eat to keep myself up. Since I've changed it, and so now it's like my first thing in the morning would be like some bone broth or some eggs, and maybe I'll have a little bit of juice, much less juice after I eat those to kind of combat the absorption of all the sugar.
Bone broth, that's a good idea.
So then you're not spiking your blood sugar first thing in the morning, and then your energy will be more stable. And like that is essential for anyone with like diabetes, PCOS, fibroids, any of the female reproductive issues.
Okay, so whenever you decide not to spike your blood sugar first thing in the morning, what type of response is your body going to give you? Because your body's going to be expecting it, right?
It was instantly better for me when I made that switch. Like, that's what really sold me on making the dietary change, is because now my energy is just always consistent.
You feel like you got to take some extra naps in the beginning whenever you're cutting out the sugar and caffeine?
I instantly felt better.
Wow. Okay. You hear that?
Like, the caffeine is a little bit different. Actually, a client of mine put me on this product called Magic Mind. Have you seen those?
I've heard of it.
There's only like 50 milligrams of caffeine, which is like nothing. And it's from green tea. But it's all adaptogens and neurotropics. And man, that has helped me completely. Like, when I really feel like I need an extra kick or caffeine, I just take that and it feels great. But no jitters, no issue sleep. It's pretty great.
You hear that, Magic Mind? We're looking for sponsorship. Damn. Okay, so trading out that agave-filled cacao with some broth, because I mean, having something warm in the morning can definitely help you kind of like wean off of that. And you're telling me the energy would be more consistent,
Yes,
without those blood sugar spikes.
and less brain fog, because when you crash, you get the brain fog and everything too. You get the ADHD type symptoms. All of that comes from those blood sugar spikes, the depression, the anxiety, all of it. It's been much more balanced since I switched it up.
It's so trippy because I feel like the brain fog, can you tell? The brain fog, the anxiety, the depression, etc. Like a lot of times you can kind of feel them looming in the background, but because you're numbing yourself out with these external chemicals, it doesn't seem like such a problem until you really crash.
Right. And you don't know how good you could feel until you experience something different. Like, you've watched the transformation of a lot of the people that I work with. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, it's that process of consistency over time that reaps those results. And that's what people struggle with, which is why I only do like 4-month programs, because you need at least that much time to really get the benefit.
Lock in with my dog Matt, bro. I've seen dudes drop 20 pounds and find their soul again. Like, motherfuckers leave his house glowing, bro.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that I feel like we covered sugar pretty vastly, pretty quick?
Sure.
It's fucking you up. What do you need? You need seek help.
Yes. So the core foundation for human health is metabolic flexibility. And you're not going to be able to get that flexibility while you're eating constantly throughout the day and eating all these excess sugars. So choose the right sugars, use techniques to not spike your insulin so much, and just understand that this is a key foundation. So if you can really beat the sugar cravings and all of that, you're going to be on your way to better health, for sure.
Do it for your kids, bro. Don't just really try not to turn your kids into sugar addicted, manic dope fiends, which we all grew up as. So it's just time to turn that cycle around, and I, fuck the morning cacao with the agave. Really fuck the agave. Like, I could do some cacao, maybe some broth. Drink broth in the mornings, bro. I'm excited to come back.
Yeah, try it, bro. Let me know how it goes.
I will. I'm coming back next week, and I'll let you know how it goes. I'm in the middle of a crash right now, so it should be great, because this is, sea sailing gets it. This is what you get whenever you ignore all the warning signs. Refresh cast out.